This this week was a tough one. This week was a really, really tough one. And I mean, I'll start with the physical side of it, just because honestly, that's the least of it. Um, Over the last 2 days of training, I'm pretty banged up. Like that's just part of it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't suck. Like it still sucks. I'm pretty banged up. There was a suplex that we did on Sunday that I just completely biffed the landing on. Um, I talked about it with Tyler afterwards. We're not really sure where things went south, but at the end of the day, I know that I should have just held on tighter. At least that's what I could have done to help the situation. So yeah, I landed really, really awkwardly on the arm there, and it's fine. Like I didn't break my arm or anything. It's just it's sore. Yeah, the motion isn't quite there right now, but it's fine. It was worse yesterday, like the day right after. Um, but then also on Sunday, you know, it ties back to what I said in a previous video about needing to just like slow the fuck down. Yeah, on Sunday, literally one of the first things we did, like during our warm ups, we were doing head springs, just four head springs, two one way, two another way, and I don't know what I was thinking because I can do head springs now. I can do them no problem. Like it's, but I came in and I just like when I got into position, I think two out of the four times I just spiked myself. Like I I went into the mat so hard. I felt it right afterwards. Too. I'm like, oh, that does not feel good on the neck. I didn't realize how much I'd like rocked myself off. I don't know if it was the head springs or not, but something rocked me on Sunday, and I didn't realize until I got to training yesterday, and we were just doing our basic rolls, just like literally front rolls, back rolls, to warm up, and I was so off balance. Like literally, I did a standard front roll, like a somersault, and I like got up and I was like, whoa, that felt wrong. Not like disastrously wrong, but I was like, ooh, that's not quite right. Like it's a fucking somersault. It shouldn't feel like that. So, but I kept going. We went to do back rolls. That was really difficult. Right? That backwards motion. Again, I mean, on Sunday I did like 30 back rolls and it was fine. But yesterday, I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was in my own head. And I thought about sitting myself. I did. I said, like, I don't want to hurt anybody by accident. Like, I don't want to have a brain fart and, like, or have something give out, or just, I don't want some sort of freak accident where I drop and hurt somebody because I tried to do something I just wasn't ready to do that day. But I was assured that we weren't doing anything where that could be a problem and that I should train anyway. And you know what? I'm a wrestler now. I'm gonna work through these things. So I trained, and it really was a struggle because I was very much in my head about it. Ever ever since seeing the way that the roles were so difficult, I was really in my head about the rest of the session yesterday. Just every time I went to go do something, I don't. There was just this part in my head, in my brain, that was like, "Can I do this? Can I do this?" Like physically, the last couple of days have been not fun, but really, it's not the end of the world. It's gonna be fine. You know, worse things than this will happen, and worse things than this have happened, and I'll bounce back. That's fine. It's just not very much fun when you combine it with just how I'm feeling mentally about it. Since last night, I've just been feeling really, um, really shitty. I'm finally reaching a point in my training after I think 2 months, closing in on 3 months, where like I have a certain level of natural athleticism, and that did me okay for the first little while, like rolls and stuff, like head springs, kip ups. Like I pick those up pretty quick. Um, but I'm reaching a point now where that only goes so far, and then you got to kind of like dial back and think about the technique aspect and more of like the body coordination sort of aspect. A lot of the things that make wrestling wrestling, and there's some of it that I'm struggling with. Every Monday I get reminded like again and again that like my back bumps are just wrong, and this is the most basic fundamental bump you take in wrestling. You literally take dozens of back bumps a match. It's literally falling on your back. Yeah, I mean, there's a very specific way to do it. There's a lot of parts to it, but at the end of the day, it is the most fundamental thing to know, other than like running the ropes, you know. And for whatever reason, it's just not consistently clicking. Like I show up and I do them, and I get told like, no, that's wrong. And every week I like bust ass and I try and I listen and I study and I watch everyone else, and I trying so hard to like just see what I'm doing that isn't working. And you know what? By the end of most classes, there's always this like gradual improvement where, yeah, my last couple of back bumps at most classes are like good. There's a few where it's like, yes, that's what we want. That was a good back bump. So it's like I know I can do it. It's doable. Um, I'm finding myself just kind of really beating myself up a little bit about that. And it's not one of those like, oh, I don't know if this is for me, or oh, this is too hard, or oh, I can't take the criticism. Like, no, fuck that. No, if anything, it just makes me want more time in the ring, more reps. I'll go in the ring and I'll stand there and I will back bump for 8 hours straight until I get it, if that's what I have to do. I just need to get in the ring for 8 hours to be able to do that, right? It's just that for the first time now, since I started training, being faced with challenges that are not the most natural to me, things that just don't click, things that I'm failing at, and I'm seeing some of my peers just get way quicker than me. I'm happy to see guys like Christian and Hinaro and Denzel and stuff. I'm happy to see them nailing it. That's awesome. But it just compounds my feelings of like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? You know? And yeah, maybe I get in my own head about it because of that. But I think a big part of it too is just this. I say this in every video. In every video, I say, I want this so badly. So badly. This is my last chance to make this happen. I don't know if you knew this. I feel like I've mentioned it before. I'm 29 years old. I turn 30 next month. Either this clicks for me and I can try to make a run at it, or it's back to an office job, which isn't satisfying. It's not fulfilling. It's not what makes me happy. So I want this so badly, and to have this fear that someday, one day, any given day, someone, trainer, coach, whatever, could come up to me and just say, sorry, kid, I don't think you have it. I don't think this is for you. I don't think you're cut out for this. You're done. And I know it's too early, for anybody to really get written off, but uh, it doesn't matter how far along it is. For me, I just don't want that to ever be the case. I don't want it. I don't want to ever reach the point where, you know, like someone says, no, that's this isn't for you. The best that I can do is just keep at it, and not get down on myself, as hard as it may be, and as shitty as I do feel right now, right this second. I know that I can't let that stick. I just I don't know. I just really want to iron these out. I just really want to iron these kinks out and just get to a point where I feel confident again. And I hope that will be soon.